JiDion, a prankster, 7 million subscribers, harass furries at a fur-con. But this is their second time along being a Trump supporter and a pet apologist.
I love minors.
During Stratosfur, JiDion posted on the community tab with an animal control cat in a cage. This is a bigoted stereotype used by fascist extremists that furries leave their animals to dehumanize them in the LGBTQ+ community. The comment section sees their fascist fans stereotyping furries as parentless strays. Stratosfur is a Houston, Texas-based fur-con held between June 16th and 18th in 2023, and it's their third year since their 2021 founding. JiDion claimed to have been called by the hotel to deal with the health problem, although they're not doing it out of malice. They got animal control supplies before heading to the hotel where they drew not safe for work to a young audience. They used a racial slur, needed bait to find a queen and exterminate them, invoking fascist rhetoric. JiDion held someone with a floor-dragging tail, then went to the game room seeking prize money. They met someone live streaming who wanted commentators, where JiDion said not safe for work and spread conspiracy theories on an all-ages screen. JiDion claimed to be starting a YouTube channel, but they recognized them and they couldn't commentate because of bias. They recorded an adult deer's den, bought a not safe for work item, then left as recording wasn't allowed there. They trash talked another gamer, yelled not safe for work, racial slurs, and touched someone's controller. They were politely asked to quiet down due to children and admit to being a pet. JiDion wore animal control cosplay and registered. They showed a not safe for work item in an all-ages con space, using it as bait. They fumbled the net on a delicate fursuit, adding fake violent sound effects. Security questioned JiDion and lied claiming it was a skit while the first year disagreed. Despite being told to stop by an attendee and security, JiDion did it again while playing dumb. The first year covered the not safe for work item, with JiDion stereotyping furries as sexual deviants. JiDion continued to explain not safe for work, invading attendees' privacy before being confronted again, asking why they couldn't dress up. He lied about recording when it wasn't allowed as they didn't have a Mia badge. He had the audacity to tell the staff they couldn't hit cameras and were told to leave. They continued to add fake animal noises, treating furries as subhuman, fat-shamed the staff member, and continued to use racial slurs. JiDion selectively showed attendees who appreciated the harassment. JiDion falsely claimed the hotel manager called them, but the manager denied it and asked for their badge. The manager tried to get their info, but the hotel staff tells them to let JiDion go. Some furries didn't have a problem with harassment. Others supported JiDion's joke, luckily playing along and hiding negative comments to apply furries in the hotel were wrong. JiDion previously went to Furry Weekend Atlanta in May 2022 and made the persona
coon,
a disparaging term for a black person. JiDion harasses an attendee who was stuck in the stairwell by asking for the password. They eventually let out and were about to have a panic attack. An attendee pointed out the racial slur explains why. JiDion pushes boundaries, misleading an attendee who was trying to find a boyfriend and trying to enter restricted areas. JiDion becomes a raccoon furry using facial prosthetics and makeup. At a Dutch annual dragon meetup, JiDion gives the
N-word pass
and assumes the squeaks are the
N-word.
Staff asks JiDion to stop feeling for making others feel uncomfortable, and JiDion doesn't feel comfortable because
I'm the only coon here
for having their registration canceled and expelled. They were clueless despite using a racial slur and harassing attendees even after being warned. 5 Texas-based furries participated in JiDion's Gameshow. Creed's TicoGen online. Taki's a fursuit maker who made viral videos fursuit and along with Larry the Bat hung out with them at Texas Furry Fiesta 2023. JiDion At Touch bootlicker fitness influencer who owns multiple fursuits. Viral videos an ex-furry clout chaser who orchestrated JiDion harassing furries at Stratosfur 2023 and is in a relationship with Jade. JiDion hid and censored COVID-19 joke to a bat fursuiter. Continued to use the racial slur. Furry Weekend Atlanta 2022. The furries lead JiDion's expulsion for harassing attendees was wrong somehow. JiDion would have fursuit intercourse, pushing the stereotype that all furries have intercourse in their fursuits. JiDion asked about furry not safe for work and features it on stream while smelling their heads. Eventually, they reveal who the fake furry is, and JiDion's offered a fursuit. Before harassing furries, JiDion went to a store to accuse their friend of being a pet, trying to get random strangers to follow along. An employee asked JiDion to leave, alluding to a previous encounter, JiDion finding and chasing them while accusing them of pedophilia, causing significant disruption. JiDion saw, and a stranger called the police and told them to stop recording. JiDion assaulting their friend. The police followed them and asked if they were recorded at a store. JiDion gets arrested. However, the police were not informed about JiDion falsely accusing a friend of being a pet. On YouTube clone Rumble, known for fascist creators, JiDion's far worse. JiDion along with fascists Aiden Ross and Sneeko met former President Trump at a boxing match. JiDion audaciously asked Trump for a $1 million loan. JiDion interviewed EDP445 on Rumble, allowing the young audience to ask questions. JiDion admitted to being a devotee of them before the leaks. JiDion refers to their haters as woke and tries filling time as they wait for EDP but never responds. JiDion asks about doxing a pet, which the audience agrees with. A donation talks about how JiDion helped them with parental abuse, which is strange because they abuse others. Another donation demanded a debate between Sneeko and EDP about child porn movie cuties, which JiDion rejects. EDP demanded $200 to join, which wasn't stated beforehand. This outraged JiDion's fans, leaving they were lied to. JiDion relents and tries to pay, but argues over whether they should support a pet that should be in prison. Sneeko offered to pay extra for the content, but JiDion reads off pet evidence against EDP and how no one believed her until video proved. Regardless, Sneeko sends the money on her, arguing with JiDion about being paid before paying EDP, which JiDion rejects. Sneeko wanted to hear out EDP and ask what crimes they committed, questioning if they followed through, eventually being removed for homophobia. EDP never showed up, and the audience announced JiDion, still uploading to YouTube and claiming it happened. Devotees attacked JiDion for wasting nearly 2 hours of tens of thousands of fans. JiDion received a criminal trespassing warrant after illegally entering the University of Houston and has been banned from all NBA events after repeatedly disrupting them. Viral videos attempt funding to sell their fursuit after being exposed for enabling JiDion to harass furries. If you want to hear about another prankster that harassed furries out of fur accounts and push a political agenda and harassed Olden Wolf and he lost $10,000 of merch, check out this video.